Coming up on Fulton Today, early voting is officially underway. We'll share details about what you need to know before you head to the polls. Also, in honor of Fire Safety Awareness Month, find out why your family's escape plan should involve 2 ways out. And later, Fulton names an annual day in remembrance of one of its own for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Early voting is officially underway for the November 7th general and special election. Now, Fulton County election officials are leading the way in the state with 22 early voting locations. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on this story. Brian?
For the next 2 weeks, voters looking to avoid long election day lines will have plenty of times and opportunities to do so. In 3 weeks, Fulton County's commission team will once again have 7 members. The city of Atlanta will have a new mayor, and various other mayoral, city, and district seats will be decided, all thanks to the voters of Fulton County.
We believe that all the elections are important, but this election is especially important because this election is for the election of the governing authority at the most basic level.
With 22 early voting locations available for this election, election officials hope it will encourage all eligible voters to vote.
Voters need to have one of the 6 forms of ID, driver's license being the most prevalent, but they also need to know their poll location as well as their poll number.
Another thing you need to know ahead of time is who's running for office. The Department of Registration and Elections website, FultonElections.com, offers a sample ballot so you can study the candidates and the office they're running for in the comforts of your own home. Though many prefer to wait until election day to vote, early voting has its advantages. For starters, you can vote at any of the early voting locations without the long lines in most cases. You're not confined to your designated polling location like you are on election day. Plus, if there's any issue with your voter registration status, it's much easier to fix. And of course, you can vote during weekend hours.
The weekend voting hours, we have 2 days of weekend voting. That's October the 28th, Saturday, October the 28th, and Sunday, October the 29th. The operating hours for Saturday is from 8:30 a.m. until 7 o'clock p.m. and on Sunday from 12 noon to 5 p.m.
Now, once again, early voting ends on Friday, November 3rd. And as always, you can log on to FultonElections.com for all the latest election news. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you very much, Brian. We have an update now about the Department of Driver Services move to North Fulton. A ribbon-cutting ceremony marks the official grand opening of the Alpharetta new location. Following a soft opening just a few weeks ago, the facility at the Water Resources Operations Center in Alpharetta combines the State Department of Driver Services and the Fulton's Tax Commissioner's Tag Office. Vice Chairman Bob Ellis, District 1 Commissioner Liz Hausman, and County Manager Dick Anderson joined the DDS officials for the big day.
When you go inside, you'll see that it is a very spacious, modern, and high-tech facility where our customers here in North Fulton, as well as the surrounding areas, can come and be served by the department.
The relocation was made possible by an agreement between the Fulton County Board of Commissioners and the state of Georgia.
It is I think, phenomenal accomplishment to put this together, make it a one-stop shop, have a parking lot that looks like it's a Home Depot with a sale on. And it's just really, again, goes to the notion that government is here to serve, and this is a demonstration of that.
Along with renewing licenses and car tags, residents will soon be able to pay their water bill all in the same building. Fulton County Police take part in a national day in their honor. Fulton officers, as well as officers from East Point, College Park, and Atlanta, all met the people they protect and serve during the National Coffee with a Cop Day. The Chick-fil-A in East Point was the meeting place.
It's been a great event. It gives us time to talk with each other, to find out what we're doing, to make sure the initiatives that we have, the goals and objectives are met. So the main thing is we get to talk to the community. We've made some new friends. and we've gotten some people to give us some insight and feedback on what needs to be done in the community because we're all so close together.
With recent national events causing tension between communities and police, Coffee with a Cop gives citizens the opportunity to meet the men and women who patrol their streets while also allowing both parties to voice their concerns.
Oh, it's very interesting, and especially at a time where we're going through so much in this country with cops. I think you just can't have a negative perception of all cops are bad. You have good and bad in everything in life.
My concern is how they're doing. You know, we need to look out for our officers. They're the ones that really provide the safety for all of us.
The Coffee with a Cop program started in 2011 in Hawthorne, California, and since then there have been thousands of Coffee with a Cop events in all 50 states and 9 different countries. It's celebrated on the first Wednesday of every October. Fulton started hosting Coffee with a Cop events in March of 2016. Sharing other law enforcement news in the county, a massive shakedown at the county jail uncovers all sorts of contraband. In the largest shakedown in the history of the jail, more than 200 officers netted 21 homemade weapons and other prohibited items such as tablets, tablet batteries, a cell phone, and a cigarette lighter.
Sweep was derived out of an increase in contraband that we had located inside the jail from July to about mid-August. We saw an influx in cell phone contraband and weapons that we were finding that prompted me to begin to reach out to other agencies.
The unannounced search involved officers from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, Direct Action Response Team, the Georgia Department of Corrections, the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, the Gwinnett County Corrections CERT Team, and the Viper Team from the Atlanta Department of Corrections. That many officers allowed a simultaneous hit in all of the housing zones and optimized the element of surprise.
By using 220 officers to conduct a raid-style shakedown simultaneously, the inmates couldn't figure out which area was about to be hit next, and they were completely caught off guard.
Now, the shakedown sent a message to inmates that contraband will not be tolerated at the Fulton County Jail. As you may know and have recently seen, firefighters are the first responders during an emergency. Well, last week was Fire Prevention Week. However, all month long, Fulton's Fire and Rescue Team, they want to make sure that you are prepared should a fire break out in your home or place of business. Deputy Chief Jack Butler is joining us now with some important reminders. Sir, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
So I understand this year's theme is Every Second Counts, Plan 2 Ways Out. So exactly what does that mean?
In planning 2 ways out, the slogan, every second counts, that is very prevalent when it comes to trying to make sure that you have a plan in place. Because without a plan, we oftentimes will panic. So when you're looking at putting your plan in place, working your plan, every second count, because fire is something that does not wait on us when it comes to getting out of our homes.
And Chief, talk about the importance of fire drills at home.
The importance of home fire drills, it's just that we are creatures of habits. When we practice something, we tend to do them the way we practice. So when you look at, number one, developing a exit drill or an exit plan to get out of your home in case of fires, you know, it should be practiced at least twice a year. But the main thing is having that plan, talking about that plan to members in your family, and practicing that plan at least twice a year.
And along with those drills, obviously should mean this fire escape plan.
The biggest component of that is really putting it on paper, you know, looking at how you come in your house normally, your front door, your back door, your garage door. But then looking at if you're in your bedroom, how do you get out if the door is blocked by fire? Then you're looking at the window, aspects of that, making sure your windows are operable. You know, you don't want your windows to be painted shut or nailed shut, those types of things. You know, when you look at, do you have your smoke detectors in your bedrooms, outside of your bedrooms? You know, those are some of the things you want to get out. And once you get out, have a meeting place where everybody knows this is where we're going to meet once we get out of the house. Because the thing is, once you get out, you do not want to go back in.
And what about our seniors? How can we keep them safe from fires?
The same principles apply, you know, from senior perspective, you know, the same things that you look at. You want to have a plan, you know. What's your mobility? You know, are you wheelchair bound? You know, are you walking with a walker? Those things you want to take into account because time is of the essence. One of the things we talk to seniors about is you have grandkids. Making sure you have those plans, practicing them with your grandkids when they're sleeping over. Those types of things are very crucial for seniors.
And Deputy Chief, your final thoughts about fire safety?
We're coming into a time when the seasons are changing. And when it comes to fire safety, most of the time we're looking at that from our homes. We're in our homes, we're in the most comfortable place in our home. So when it comes to fire safety, those things like space heaters, unattended cooking, making sure your fireplaces are checked, putting those plans into place. You know, when you say every second counts, plan 2 ways out. You want to make sure that those plans are in place and that you're practicing them every year, twice a year. Practice those plans.
Deputy Chief Jack Butler, always a pleasure to have you here on Fulton Today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks again for having me.
And still to come, residents and county employees lace up their shoes to honor the memory of the health commissioner. We'll explain in our district by district coverage next. Fulton remembers a former commissioner as a part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Fulton's vice chair talks about the outlook of the county. Here's this week's district by district coverage. We begin with Vice Chairman Bob Ellis, who shares the good news about Fulton County with the Atlanta Airport Chamber of Commerce. The District 2 commissioner spoke to the group during their annual meeting at the Georgia International Convention Center. From talking about the economic development projects to the strategy to improve Fulton's internal policies, the vice chair provided the outlook for the county's future.
Fulton County is excited and interested about all the opportunities that exist in the South Fulton and the airport area. We've already seen a number of great business development opportunities that have come to fruition, and we know that there are a lot more that are in the pipeline.
The Atlanta Airport Chamber is a dedicated group of leaders working to make the Atlanta airport region the #1 area for business growth. The ultimate task of the chamber is to support community undertakings through advertising and encouraging growth in the surrounding area. In memory of the late District 4 Commissioner Joan P. Garner, dozens of people lace up their sneakers for the first annual Joan P. Garner Walk and Health Fair. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. created the event for his colleague, and since then, the entire Board of Commissioners approved making it an annual affair.
Commissioner Garner was known as the health commissioner. She was all about any and everything health related and health oriented. She always promoted living a healthy and active lifestyle. And so I just wanted to do some type of sustaining annual event to honor not only her life, but her legacy.
The Joan P. Garner Walk and Health Fair was deliberately planned during this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The late vice chair was diagnosed with the disease and quickly became an advocate for women to get checked.
I came out today basically because of my compassion for breast cancer. I have family members that have passed from breast cancer. I have family members and friends that have survived breast cancer. So I feel like it is very important for the breast cancer awareness, for the breast cancer survivors to come together.
I feel it's very important to walk for the Cancer Association for people that have cancer, because my sister was diagnosed with cancer about a year ago and she's fighting it, and I think it's a very important event to help support that, because we need a cure for cancer.
In addition to the walk, there was also a health fair complete with various health screenings and nutritionist support. Again, the Joan P. Garner Walk-In Health Fair will be an annual event each October in Fulton County. And in District 6, the first T-Splost resurfacing project in South Fulton. District 6 Commissioner, along with officials from the city of South Fulton, joined county staff and community members for the symbolic start of the massive project. The group gathered on New Hope Road, which is one of 3 major corridors that will be resurfaced.
In 2017, we have about $4 million worth of resurfacing work we're going to be doing throughout all of South Fulton, along 3 major corridors, New Hope being the first one, Old Fairburn Road, and Cedar Grove, the other 2 roads we're going to be doing.
In addition to the 3 major corridors, over a dozen South Fulton subdivisions are also a part of this T-Splost project.
The people of this district are responsible for this project kicking off. We'd like to feel that the government responds to citizens, but the fact of the matter is that citizens and their demands and their reasonable demands are the basis for all that we do. So we are very, very pleased this morning that once again citizens have stepped forth, not only with talking the talk, but walking the walk, because without their vote, we wouldn't have had T-Splost, and without their constant reminder of our responsibilities, we would not be able to do this project. So this is a great day for this community.
There is a webpage devoted to the T-Splost projects on the county's website. Look for the icon on the homepage on the left side, or just go straight to the page at fultoncountyga.gov/T-Splost. And still to come, Fulton's seniors go one-on-one with Fulton's county manager. Stay with us, everybody. Every October, the nation turns its attention to mental illness, and mental health advocates address the various types of mental illnesses like major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia. Well, Fulton County joins the nation in bringing awareness during this Mental Health Awareness Month by educating residents about mental illness and about some of the services that the county offers. Latrina Foster heads Fulton's Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. Latrina, it's good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
So I mentioned a few, but can you tell everyone about the most common mental health disorders?
So the most common forms of mental health are your mood disorders, your depressive disorders, your substance use disorders as well, and then your anxiety disorders.
Well, tell us, how common is mental illness in the United States?
Mental illness is very common, probably more so common than people think. There are actually 1 out of every 5 individuals in the United States of America will be impacted by a mental health illness within a 1-year time period.
And what is the impact of mental illness, specifically if it goes untreated?
So mental illness, if left untreated, it can lead to multiple issues. For one, people with mental illness that is untreated, they die approximately 25 years earlier than the average individual. So that in itself is a very huge statement, 25 years earlier, just because someone did not get their mental illness treated.
And where can Fulton County residents go for behavioral health disorders?
So Fulton County residents can receive services at our facility. The one that is conveniently located in downtown Atlanta is the Center for Health and Rehabilitation at 265 Boulevard. That contact number is 404-613-1650. Individuals are also encouraged, if you need services immediately, you are able to walk into the facility anytime between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. It is highly recommended to call first. And then moving forward, effective January 1st, the county will be implementing additional behavioral health services throughout the county, i.e. in North Fulton and South Fulton as well, for adults with behavioral health needs. We do have our Child, Adolescent, and Family Center on Metropolitan Avenue, and that facility is also open and available, and that number is 404-612-4111.
Well, Latrina, we mentioned that this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we've got so much more to discuss. So we'll just bring you back next week to talk a little bit more, perhaps about the warning signs and how substance abuse plays into this. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, here is more information about Fulton's Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, and the National Alliance on Mental Illness has information as well about this year's Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, one segment of our population that often experiences some mental health challenges, our seniors. But Fulton County seniors wanted the county manager to know that they are alive and well, and thanks in part to Fulton County's senior centers. County Manager Dick Anderson spent a day visiting the county's 4 multi-purpose senior facilities. After thanking the seniors for their involvement and engagement as members of the centers, Mr. Anderson let it be known that some capital improvements to the multi-purpose facilities are on the way after hearing their concerns.
So we have over $2 million in capital improvements right now that are programmed for each of the 4 centers, and that I think is going to make a significant difference. And it ranges from the roofs to the HVAC systems, to the parking lots, and really everything in between.
The seniors in attendance also offered their input on what they would like to see happen.
They still have a number of ideas on either new programs, how we reach out further to seniors to encourage them to come in, perhaps advertise more effectively, socialize more so within the community, what offerings that we already have, as well as develop new ones.
The multi-purpose and adult day centers offer active adults 55 and older the opportunities to participate in life enrichment classes, nutrition classes, education classes, fitness and leisure classes, among other activities. Are you interested in advocating for persons with disabilities, or do you know someone who shares this passion? Well, the Fulton County Commission on Disability Affairs is seeking to identify a diverse group of qualified candidates for its CODA board. Fulton's Board of Commissioners will appoint all of the members but 2 at-large members. The CODA board reviews and identifies those factors in Fulton County that most directly affect the quality of life for persons with disabilities, and they then make recommendations to Fulton commissioners.
They are our link to the public, and they are our eyes and ears on the street as it relates to people with disabilities and what those needs might be or what the concerns might be. So it's very important to the work that the office does.
Interested individuals for the at-large positions should complete an application found on the Fulton County website. Applications are due by October 31st. And when Fulton Today returns, using your voice to help shape your libraries. Stay with us. Fulton's library officials continue to seek your input on some big projects.
We also want some input from people who use the
County residents have been invited to a series of meetings happening all month long at the Central Library to offer input about ideas about the upcoming renovation project.
We need to know how they're going to use it, what they're looking for, the changes we need to make from an operational standpoint, and just knowing what they want, because this is their library.
Approved last year by the Fulton County Commission, the renovation project is part of the Phase 2 of the Library Capital Plan that involves 22 other library renovation projects.
We're excited to have a chance to update this library for this century and moving forward for Fulton County, provide a real resource for all the residents of the county to appreciate, enjoy, and benefit from.
You have one more opportunity to share your input. The last Central Library renovation public meeting takes place Tuesday, October 24th at 6:30 p.m. at the Wolf Creek Library. For more information, you can log on to afpls.org. And finally, some of Fulton's own are recognized for going the extra mile for you. As a part of Customer Service Week in Fulton County, members of the Board of Commissioners joined County Manager Dick Anderson and the Director of Customer Service and Solutions for a breakfast honoring the 5-star county service legends who have gone above and beyond the call of duty, including FGTV's own Ryder Thomas.
Well, I believe in treating every customer with care and respect. When customers come into the Fulton County facilities, they should receive great customer service and quality work.
After the breakfast, the 19 customer service legends were recognized and celebrated during the Commissioner's October regular meeting.
You know, as an organization that provides various services to over 1 million citizens, our goal of enhancing the customer experience is vital to the success of our operation.
The board adopted a new customer service policy earlier this year. That policy provides a framework to follow to enhance the customer service experience and to better the lives of all residents we serve. Congratulations to the 5-star customer service legends. And before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. You can watch a replay of this show or any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel. And be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.